For me, it didn't happen where I went sober overnight. It was a process. If you are trying to quit, you should probably start off with breaks. And that's because this is how I went about it, how I did it. I started off with breaks. And during those breaks, I saw the difference, in my mood and my energy, and I felt the difference. It felt great to not drink and to not smoke, to not be hungover, to not be in a negative mood. And you start doing just other things. You start focusing on you. You start loving yourself. You realize how much you are harming yourself by drinking, by poisoning yourself, and by smoking weed or doing whatever it is that you're doing. And it feels good. And that's literally what led me to then just quitting it on, to going completely sober. With the withdrawals, you guys just have to push through. I always get asked about withdrawals, and you guys just have to push through. Just love yourself. Like, you're going to go through it, and it's just for like a week, you guys. It's just a couple of days. Do not go back, because going back, it's not going to fix anything. It's just going to make you not feel the withdrawal, but you're still going to feel like shit. You're still going to think negatively and feel negatively about yourself, about life. You want to keep pushing forward, you guys. You want to remain positive. The withdrawals are just temporary. Like, the aftermath, the long-term results are going to be way worth it. When you are first quitting alcohol, smoking weed, cocaine, whatever substance, whatever addiction, what will help you, what can help you, is trying out new things, staying busy, taking on a project, writing down a goal and focusing on that goal, going outside, journaling, meditating. There's so many things that can help you, but staying busy is a big one. Just doing something that way you're not focusing on missing the alcohol, missing going out or whatever, so your mind doesn't wander off to that, just feeling like you're stuck, like you're lost. With doing things like that, you'll get to know yourself some more. You'll see what you like, what you don't like. I know every time I quit something, I started something new. When I stopped going out, I was in all the time. So I started social media. I started taking social media seriously. And I started filming videos. I started doing my makeup more. I started taking some pictures. That's what I was focusing on. And then I stopped doing coke and I stopped drinking. And I started Let's Talk Stories because I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about my experience, about my journey, to help others who are going through the similar thing or who went through something similar. Or, just to talk about it. Like, I know it's going to help out somebody, talking some wisdom, because there's so many people that think they need to party in their 20s, all these young 20-year-olds, and they're thinking that they have to live it up by partying, trying out some drugs, drinking. But you guys might think, oh yeah, I'm just drinking on the weekends. That leads to every day. You guys want to try coke. That one line can lead to 2 years of addiction. It's just, you just don't know what can happen. And play it safe, dude, by just not trying any of that, because you're not missing out on that. That shit will lead you to negativity, to negative people, to bad things, making horrible choices, shit that you might regret. I don't regret anything because it has led me here to this exact moment. And, shit happens for a reason. I learned from it. I forgave myself. You just have to move on. You have to let all of that go. When you are letting go of the alcohol, the weed, the coke, all of that, you also have to let go of people. You have to let go of memories. You have to let go of those past feelings. You have to let go of everything that has to do with that. I literally distanced myself. I stopped going out. I stopped going out to family parties. I stopped hanging out with family. I stopped hanging out with those so-called friends. I did me because my friends, so-called friends, they were still drinking. They were still smoking. And, I don't judge. If that's what they wanted to do, that's what they wanted to do. I wasn't going to tell them to stop. Like, yeah, it's like, fuck. Maybe you shouldn't do that, but I'm not going to tell them to stop. I would love for them to change, because I cared about them, and, I did it for my reasons, and it's like health, that's like, that should be everybody's reason, but not everybody gets it. I didn't want temptation, and I just didn't want to be around that, they weren't supportive, and I didn't want them to keep asking me, why am I doing it? Or, you know, thinking they're joking by just saying, come on, just take one shot. This and that. Like, one won't hurt you. Like, no, you know, I'm taking this shit serious. Like, this is serious. And obviously, you don't support me. You don't respect my decisions. So I just said, fuck all that. That's also another thing that will help, just distancing yourself from people, from family, just doing you. And then last year when I stopped smoking, I started new accounts. You know, I had List Talks Vibes already, but I made an Instagram, I made a TikTok, and this year I made List Talks Books. Like, it's just so many things that come from quitting something. You know, you're thinking, oh, I'm quitting this. Like, don't see it as quitting. You're going to gain so much more than that. Like, your life is going to change for the better. I've been talking a lot about being sober, and I will continue to talk about being sober, about alcohol, you know, about my experience, about my journey. It's my experience, you know. And people get all defensive and all just wild about it when it's like, dude, like, it's my experience, okay? I'm sharing it for a reason. I'm sharing it to help out people. I'm not proud of doing cocaine. I'm not proud of drinking so much. I'm not proud of smoking, okay? But I learned from it, and I was going through shit. And I know there's other people going through it too. I was so young. I didn't know better. I didn't do better. And there's other young people out there who think it's all fun and games, who don't have somebody there telling them all the damage that shit can cause you. Not just physically in your body, but mentally, spiritually. Like, it hurts your soul. And I know I didn't know about this shit. You know, I didn't know about energy. I didn't know about my soul. Like, shit like that, about mental health. But shit's real. It's real. And we need to take care of that. And we need to stay connected. You know, we don't want to lose control to those things. I was done letting those things controlling me. Like, those things control you. You guys think that's fun? None of it is fun. Getting drunk is not fun. Smoking weed is not fun. Blacking out is not fun. I've had the most fun sober. Not during those drinking times, going to the bailes, going to concerts. None of that was fun. Especially the day after. That shit was not fun. Okay, the hangover is not fun. Yakking is not fun. I'm all about my healing journey. I wanted to say my healing journey probably when I stopped doing cocaine, even though I was still drinking and smoking weed. But that's when I like started thinking about it, you know, and it was small steps. It takes time and it's a process. But last year I was like, I went sober, I stopped smoking, and I was like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is my time to heal. And if I can quit, like, you can quit. And I'm just out here trying to inspire healing and helping you guys out, how you guys can heal too. Talking about what I did, what I'm doing, how I'm feeling, how great I've been since I went sober, how great I've been feeling, how much I love myself, how much I take care of myself. It's truly been amazing. Going sober is a positive choice. I choose to love myself, so I'm gonna be sober. I choose to take care of myself, so I'm gonna be sober. I give a fuck about my health, so I'm gonna be sober. Going sober is literally the best choice you can do for yourself. It's the biggest self-love act, the biggest self-care act. It can be hard nowadays, especially in a world filled with, you know, people who just consume it every day, and how normalized it is to have a drink. You know, it's been a long week, let's have a drink. Celebrate, let's have a drink. Relax, let's have a drink. We're stressed, let's have a drink. You don't need the drink. You don't need the joint. Instead of drinking alcohol, maybe you should start drinking fresh juices. You should start drinking tea. Instead of lighting up a joint, light up some sage, a palo santo, and incense. Start switching those habits. The negative habits, the positive habits. I will never drink again. To be honest, there's just no point in it. Like, for what? Why am I going to consume poison? You know, why am I going to hurt myself? Like, why would I go back to drinking after I have put so much time, energy, and effort into getting to where I am now? Into this point of my healing journey? Like, no, I'm not gonna go backwards. I'm gonna go forward. I have built so much discipline. Like, no me da ganas anymore. You know, like I see no point in it. I'm investing all my time and energy into me, into my overall well-being, into leveling up, into growth. I am building more self-discipline. I am accountable for my actions. Like, I know what makes me feel good and what doesn't. Alcohol's not going to make me feel good. It's not going to solve any of my problems. It's not going to solve any of your problems. It's just going to make shit worse.